Good evening. Thank you for joining us. The emotion ran high in a courtroom in Waukesha, Wisconsin, nearly a year after the deadly tragedy at the city's Christmas parade. And from the start, this was no ordinary court proceeding.
I attended the parade last year like I do every other year since my kids have been little.
For Benita Garcia and her family, an annual holiday tradition turned into a day of shock and sadness almost 1 year ago today.
The first time I realized something was wrong is when we saw a red SUV.
Onlookers and parade performers trying to make sense of what was happening. Get out the way! As a red SUV struck their loved ones.
The car was going so fast though, and everything just happened so chaotically and quick that you really didn't know what was going on.
The small town of Waukesha, Wisconsin, shattered when then 39-year-old Darrell Brooks plowed through the holiday parade.
That was the worst thing I've ever seen in my life.
Dozens were injured and 6 people killed. Jane Kulik, Jackson Sparks, Wilhelm Halspool, Virginia Sorensen, Tamara Durand, Leanna Owen. Of those killed, 3 were members of the Milwaukee Dancing Grannies, a local dance troupe that's been a beacon of light throughout this tragedy.
It was a total shock. I mean, we've never had anything like this. And I think when it first happened, it was like disbelief.
Today, a glimpse of justice. The judge sentencing Brooks to 6 consecutive life sentences and 762 years in prison. At the sentencing this week, victims speaking out about what they have lost and endured.
The trial has been dragged out, and literally we were pulled back through to relive everything, all because this person wouldn't admit it like a man and take what was coming to him.
Members of this small town finally getting the chance to publicly face the man that wreaked havoc on their families and community.
What does it feel like to attend a funeral of a child your age? I hate that my kids know.
The world horrified by the act of violence and transfixed by the chaotic courtroom scenes as they play it out in real time on camera.
Again,
relevant because you didn't want to.
I'm going to step off and give Mr. Brooks 5 minutes to cool off, and when that happens, I'm bringing the jury out.
I'm not angry at all.
Brooks's courtroom demeanor in defense of himself going viral.
I don't understand, and I'm not aware. So why are you asking me questions?
Claiming U.S. laws didn't apply to him.
Why? To listen to all this political stuff y'all got going on?
Mr. Brooks, I'm more concerned about...
Don't touch me, dog. Stay seated. Stay seated.
Really?
Benita has lived in Waukesha since she was a little girl, raising her family here and owning her own salon, Moxie Beauty Lounge.
I love the location. I love being in the heart of the city.
That location right along the Waukesha Christmas parade route.
We were at the parade. We were all kind of sitting outside outside of the salon. The parade was coming in this direction. Then all of a sudden there was a red SUV that came from over here and it flew down.
When tragedy struck, she was one of the many spectators who helped people to safety, bringing her family and friends into her hair salon.
Once we realized that we were safe and we grabbed everybody that was with our group, I came back out to see if anyone needed anything, and we had tons of people kind of sheltered and scared over here. We gathered everybody from the alley and brought them back inside to the salon and locked the door.
But as people huddled in stores and restaurants along the parade route, out on the street, horror remained.
And I have Harper and Delilah.
Matthew Rood was there with his 2- and 5-year-old daughters.
Just 30 seconds prior, everything was normal. People were having fun, and the next people are screaming. Once the vehicle drove past us, and I saw the person on the ground, within seconds, that one person was surrounded by about 7 or 8 people, and they were doing what they could to assist that person who was down.
During the commotion, his focus was solely on his girls.
Once I gathered my thoughts, I just wanted to get them out of that scene, from the commotion and the carnage that luckily my girls didn't witness.
The driver, Brooks, had been released on bail for allegedly hitting his child's mother with the same SUV less than 2 weeks before the parade. As this case against Brooks was getting underway, he made a startling declaration.
I simply seek to represent myself pro per so that I can establish my sovereign citizenship.
Brooks said he would act as his own legal counsel, announcing he believes in the unfounded conspiracy theory that he is a sovereign citizen.
The sovereign citizen movement is an anti-government extremist movement. It believes that long ago, starting in the 1800s, a conspiracy started to infiltrate and subvert the original government of the United States. Sovereign citizens believe there are certain steps you can take, and once you've done that, our government has no more jurisdiction over you.
Experts say claiming to be a sovereign citizen is not a legitimate legal defense. But Brooks stuck to it, and what followed were weeks of disruptions and outbursts.
Mr. Brooks, you are now going to be removed to the other courtroom.
To that.
I have had a dozen or more interruptions. We'll be off the record while we do that. Thank you, everyone.
I don't agree to a stop, or I'll move for a motion to dismiss.
One of the Oklahoma City bombers, Terry Nichols, also claimed to be a sovereign citizen. He was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole.
Sovereign citizens can be amazingly disruptive in court. They can be theatrical. They can be extremely argumentative, obstreperous. They can demand that the bailiff arrest the judge.
Despite the disruptions, on October 26th, the jury finally came to a decision. It took 28 minutes to read all the verdicts.
Guilty of first degree, recklessly endangering safety.
Guilty on all 76 counts. Before the sentencing, the families of those who were lost publicly expressing the trauma he caused.
There's nothing this court can do that would provide justice in my eyes. So all I ask is that you rot, and you rot slow.
Brooks's family pleading for him to get mental health help.
Mental illness caused them to do the unthinkable. They must be punished. Yes, I agree. There should be some accountability for their actions. But we also must render help.
But even in the waning hours of the trial, Brooks continued to cause chaos, speaking for nearly 2 hours. And then as the judge was reading her statement,
You need to stop right now or you will be removed.
Remove me then.
All right, he will be removed. He cannot simply stay quiet when this court talks.
Anyway, I don't consent to this, just like I told you.
But after it all,
frankly, Mr. Brooks, no one is safe from you. This community can only be safe if you are behind bars for the rest of your life. On counts 1 through 6, this court is imposing a life sentence without the possibility or eligibility for extended supervision consecutive to one another.
One life sentence for each victim. Now with the trial over, the town looks towards healing and hope. The community planning to gather on the anniversary and will come together once again for the holiday parade this December.
I feel like with such a tragedy, it's hard to process it and stay strong, but I have my faith in God, and we will just take every day as it comes.
Hi everyone, George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.